So my cover has been blown. I've been exposed. I'm sorry, everybody, but the gig is up. What is it? Dun, dun, dun. I'm a Freemason. But seriously, some dude accused me of being a Freemason. He said, oh, the Christian Truthers and the Freemasons, they work together. Let me guess, you're gonna say that you're not a Freemason? You're not a Freemason? Sure, pal. You got Freemason written all over you. How'd they find out? Truth is, I'm not a Freemason. Really not. No. I wouldn't be afraid to admit it if I was. You know? You want to know what the Freemasons are? Seriously, like, you want to know what any Freemason I've ever met. And there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 Masonic lodges within like 20 miles of where I live. And you want to know what they are? They're what they are. They're a bunch of flippin' old dudes that dress up in robes. That's it. Seriously, like, Freemasons, that's what they are, is a bunch of old guys in robes. I have yet to see a Freemason my age. I've yet to see one even remotely I have not met a Freemason under 50 years old. Seriously. Like, I won't lie, I contemplated, I wanted to join the Freemasons because, you know, I wanted to rule the world. I wanted to be part of the Illuminati. You know, I wanted my symbol to be on the dollar bill. You know, my picture to be on the dollar bill. You know, I wanted to create the new image, subliminal image, in the next $20 bill. To where if you fold it 67 times to the left and 66 times to the right, and look at it upside down, it's a picture of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez standing over America with her arms out. That's what I wanted to do. But you know what? When I started to investigate the Freemasons, it's a whole bunch of old dudes. A bunch of old dudes that memorize lines. They wear fancy little robes. They do fake mock ritual, mock magic rituals. That's it. Like, seriously, like, I think everybody has been fooled because I haven't seen any Freemasons that are like dominating the world. And if they exist, they don't exist around here. That's for damn sure. You know, but I didn't want to be the only young guy in the damn Masons. And if there is young guys in there, I haven't seen them. The only thing the Masons are known for in my area is donations and having $10 cookouts. That's about it. They're all a bunch of old guys. So no, I'm sorry, I'm not a Freemason. You know, and you know how many secret societies there is out there? You know, what's the other one? What's the Muslim-based one? The Shriners. You want to investigate somebody, investigate the damn Shriners. They got hospitals and everything. You know, what about them? You never hear about the Shriners or the Jokers or whatever the other one is. Like, there's so many different secret societies. The Moose Lodge. There's a damn Moose Lodge near me. That's a secret society. I mean, duh. Duh. No. I'd rather join a freaking Wiccan coven than join the Freemasons. You know, benefit being a Freemason around here. Unless, like, in the outskirts of town and, like, the really rich parts of this area, there may be some Freemasons, but I don't know of any that are, like, dominating the world and here to enslave us all, worshiping Lucifer, you know? But one thing that does kill me about Christians is a lot of these Christian truthers, aka, are pushing their King James Bible on everybody, but they fail to admit that King James was a Freemason, Scottish Rite Freemason. Which tells me that he most likely picked fellow Masons to write the King James Bible. Just saying. And then on the other hand, all the NIVs and New King James was supposedly revised or written by theosophists. So technically, the occult has written every English Bible that there is. What do y'all think now? How do you feel about that now? Oh, it gives you that weird feeling in your stomach, don't it? Don't it? To think that the Bible you hold so old dear to your heart was written by Freemasons. And the other one was written by Theosophist Helena Blavatsky's crowd. The Luciferians, as they are so commonly referred to by everybody else except for themselves. Like, I don't know what you want me to tell you. There's some truth for that ass. No, but no, I'm not a Freemason. I ain't got time for Freemasonry. You gotta memorize too much shit. I got a book about Freemasonry, Morals and Dogma, by Albert Pike, who was like one of the most well-known Freemasons in the world, or in the United States at least, but yeah, and Aleister Crowley was not a Freemason. Hate to burst y'all's bubble, Aleister Crowley was not a Freemason. He was part of the Golden Dawn at first, which is another secret society that you guys never mention. And then he started his own called Thelema, which you guys never mention because you guys are too focused on blaming these old fuckers at the Freemason lodges. You know, they pulled the wool right over your guys' eyes. Straight up. You're blaming everything on Freemasonry. And you know the symbols that they use in Freemasonry are just ancient occult symbols. They're not Freemason symbols. They're ancient occult symbols. Ancient religious symbols. Ancient magical symbols. That's it. They don't have one specific group that they attune to. Just like the pentagram. The Satanic Church uses the pentagram, but the pentagram doesn't mean evil. It means protection. So if you see a Wiccan wearing a pentagram, she's wearing it for protection. You see a Satanist wearing a pentagram, he's wearing it because he's a douchebag. And he's basically ruining the symbol. You know? Just like the swastika. The swastika was a sign for peace. At one point in time, now you see it, first thing you think is Heil Hitler. You know, you Christian truthers don't realize that you are charging these symbols with evil. All these triangles with the eyeball in it, which in Catholicism, you'll find cathedrals all throughout America with the triangle with the eye in it, because it stood for the eye of providence. Divine providence was another name for God in the old days. Catholics used it. Christians used it. You know, but now, since you guys have determined that a triangle with an eye in it is an Illuminati symbol, that's what it is, because you're giving it that. You gave it that title and you give it its charge. Like, you guys just don't understand mystical things. But you're so guilty of it. 24/7, you're guilty of it. And you have no clue that you guys are performing magic every day. And you're too blind to know it. The Bible talks about Christians using magic. Paul was a mystic, straight up. He was a Pharisee. They were a mystical group. If you read Ephesians with some common sense, and even Corinthians, 1st and 2nd Corinthians, if you read these books with common sense, you'll find that there's mysticism all throughout. All throughout. It's just you're too close-minded to look at it that way. Instead, you've been told how to interpret it in a non-mystical manner, and you've since then been controlled by the ones who wrote your study Bibles and your commentaries, and they left out all the mysticism out of it all. The Bible is so full of magic that Christians can use. You can use it. And Paul says it all throughout the Bible. But you guys fail to believe it. You don't want to believe it because you want to say that all magic is evil. It's of the devil. Satan himself created, the fallen angels created mysticism, which is funny to me because the apocryphal books is where you get your book of Enoch from, and you Christians are all, the King James Version is the infallible word of God, but yet you take a lot of your truth videos and create them from a book that was considered heresy back in the day. You don't make any sense. You don't make no sense. It's like, do you believe the Apocrypha? Or do you believe the Bible? Or can you just believe both? Because you can. Because you can. You know, so if the King James Bible is the infallible Word of God, cover to cover, no mistake in it, and if Freemason was behind the entire drafting and creating of the King James Bible, then you all are Freemasons. And whoever doesn't read the King James Bible, if it was rewritten and interpreted by theosophists, then all of you guys are Luciferians. Oh man. You know, or you could just not take it literal and read it how it was written. But that's too much to ask. That would require you to have to think for yourself and not refer to a concordance or refer to a commentary. You know, concordances ain't bad because they show you what it was in Greek and Hebrew, but you can interpret it how it's supposed to be interpreted from English. And it's not literal. It's not literal. I hate to break it to you. But for the record, I'm no Freemason, so you have to think of something else to call me now, buddy. So that's all I got for this video. I'll talk at y'all later. Peace out.